So let us look at what drives globalization. What are the drivers of globalization? Why is it important to understand what are the drivers of globalization? As I told you that globalization is a very big phenomenon. It's not just theory, globalization is something which we can feel it on our day-to-day life. If you look around, you will see that the things which you see would not have happened without this globalization. So it is very, very important to understand what drives globalization. What are the things which have driven globalization to the extent what we are seeing today? So let us have a historical perspective of the globalization. Then we will understand what are the drivers of globalization. So let me tell you, globalization is not a new phenomenon. I cannot say that globalization happened in the last 1 century or like that. It's not so. Globalization had started in ancient times already. But the type of globalization which we see today is of a different type. In old times, India was one of the major player in the globalization. So India and China accounted for the major chunk of the world trade, and India was the epicenter of this ancient globalization. The second major contributor to the world economy in those times was China. So these two countries controlled major chunk of world business and economic globalization. So that's a fact. So I could say that what today is America or what today is China, at one time it was India. That is the reason the European explorers were looking for India through sea routes, because it was such a big destination for the world. So in last 2 centuries, India lost its economic prowess to political developments and the imperialism of Western powers, especially British conquest on India. So what actually happened? What actually happened is the Industrial Revolution in UK, which changed the color of equation. So European powers driven by the tendency to explore the world and to progress on science, geography, history, all the fields of social sciences, they try to know things, to know the world, the history, the future, the present of the world. So that statement that everything is not known to them. So European explorers, European conquest of the world were supported by the statement that man does not know everything. But what was happening in Asian countries like India or China or in the Middle East, which were equally strong powers at that time. So the statement was that there is nothing to learn. So they said that they know everything already. So there was no question of knowing more. So somewhere this difference between the Asian countries or the Middle East countries, which are equally strong in 18th century. So what happened that the Europeans took over, they took the advantage of this, and they wanted to know the world, they explored the world, they went out through sea routes to the unexplored world and tried to know things. They confess that man does not know everything. So that is where this whole equation changed. The whole color of the geopolitics changed. and UK become the factory of the world after this industrial revolution. So in this change, somewhere, India's role in the world trade drastically reduced over the decades. And we all know that at the same time, the capitalism of European powers spread to the different continents of the world, including India, and East India Company of UK took over the reins of India and ruled India rightly or wrongly, and rest is history. So it was a decline of a big power like India. Post World War II, Western countries led the modern shape of globalization. What we see as the modern globalization, Western countries had already, become very strong. As I told you, that they had explored the world, they exploited those exploration and that knowledge, which actually helped those empires, Western empires. They profited from these efforts, and with this profit, they fought World War One, World War One, and World War Two. But after World War Two, these Western countries, these very Western countries, led the modern globalization.